warming.
Yeah, yeah.
The warmest of hands.
One could say the hands may be getting too warm at this point. We
Honestly,
may start
yeah.
getting hand coolers after this.
Okay, they're striking, so
Okay, for
progress
sure.
has been made.
Unless we're button checking the rock paper scissors system too. Which
That would go. That would be great. Okay.
It's a lot of rock.
Oh wait, yeah.
That's a
Look,
lot
maybe
of
okay.
rock.
Maybe there's some control issues. I don't know.
There's a lot of rock.
Yeah, I think it's just blinking. No way. Yeah, there's something going on.
Okay.
You know the vibes.
Okay.
They were having some graphical issues just a second ago. That's
Graphical issues
see.
happens to the
Okay.
best of us.
True, true,
So,
true.
so that's why you need 4 hand. Count them, 4 hand warmers, folks. In case your hands weren't warm after the first 3 times.
Yeah. 2 per hand.
Yeah, true, actually. Yeah. We need 1 per finger at this rate. Let's go. Let's go to
Hey.
10 hand warmers.
I'm here for it.
All right, we start on Julesville like everywhere else, or we start on Godai Delta.
Julesvale's a good stage.
Yeah, Julesville feels like the neutral start for this
sure.
game, for sure. And then you see it a lot in Rivals 1 as well, especially.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some Maypul out here too. I feel like I don't see as much Maypul these days, and I think that's a kind of decent character.
She's good, that's for sure. Very oppressive in a lot of ways, but Ranno, it feels like the talk of the town consistently in terms of like, okay, this is a demonic character that we need to, is very difficult to overcome.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
cool, he's fun.
Ranno just has a lot of good options and can play a lot of different ways very well. Oh, but not going to quite grab the stage ledge there.
Pushing off with a strong start for T. Richard, getting that snipe at the ledge.
I mean, when you're the challenger, that's how you want that first stock to go, you know? You get yourself a little lead you can play with, but Barking Frog striking back in kind already. Whoo!
Yeah, getting tricky with it, trying to extend that advantage. Barking Frog very deft and agile off stage, as is the character of Ranno, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Barking Frog not afraid of anything out here. Man, the fair actually is killed. I didn't think that was actually killed from there.
107%, by the way, a little bit early.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice and quick.
So already, despite that early stock, eating things back up, and Barking Frog still kind of running away with things, but T. Richard does have the seed established. Could get something big, but got to get out of this mix first.
It's very easy to fall into the blender of a lot of characters. Ranno's no exception. And you get the trickiness by, tossing out that bubble. You delay your landing a little bit. You get great timing mix-ups as well. There's a lot of tricks of the trade being deployed by Barking Frog here. And first of all, look at that. That was just real good in general.
Yep. Oh, just barely back to the ledge. Barking Frog still going though. T. Richard just trying to find somewhere to get out and breathe, but Barking Frog is just southern him.
Forward strong, just enough to take it. And after an early stock by T. Richard, now it seems like Barking Frog is firmly in the driver's seat, making some magic happen here.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like where do you even get to press a button here, you know?
It's looking a little difficult, that's for sure. Throwing up those
Yeah.
needles non-stop as well.
Yep.
Making it back to stage nice and clean. T. Richard has some advantage here in terms of holding down the stage.
Oh, going for the forward air spike too. You need to make something big happen with that little moment that you're getting, but still just not quite enough to even the stocks back up, and T. Richard already back in the corner.
The fact that Barking Frog just jab one-'d him in that bubble set seemed disrespectful to the common eye. And I am the common eye in that scenario.
Yeah, I was gonna say there must have been a plan there, but to me that just looked mean.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of rude. Maybe he should say sorry after this game.
Oh,
Just tosses
perhaps
him off.
the aerial too, like out of the air.
I don't know how he did that. That was some dark wizardry.
Yeah.
And he's like waved. He's moonwalking as well. This is some good movement coming in from Barking Frog. But as I say that, you're getting swatted out of the air from T. Richard. Getting edge guard to do it. What a snipe as well.
Goodness.
Evening up the stock count is T. Richard. Down a bunch of percent though.
Yeah, but I mean, when you've got that big forward air spike, you can make something pretty crazy happen if you can just find the opening. Barking Frog trying to shut that down.
Yes.
Wow, one more I think that landed at like 90, it seemed, like 98 it seemed like, and that's still killed off the side.
Maypul is very light, and Ranno forward air, very nice.
Yeah, Ranno forward air. Ranno forward air, like in the book of good moves, it is certainly
in there. It is certainly etched into the text of all time. So I feel that one.
Could be understatement of the year, but
yeah. So it looks like Barking Frog avoiding the Hodojo, his home turf on that ban, and the Ethereal Forest.
Yeah.
Interesting, maybe he doesn't want to get sharked too much by certain tall platforms. Looks like we're going to Godai Delta for that game too. And this is a best of 5 set, so you have some wiggle room to work around with in terms of picks, some bans, experimenting where you want to go a little bit. We're jumping right in.
I like Godai Delta here for T. Richard in a sense, because like maybe he's got some really cool options on this stage. He can play around, like plant in a couple places, like some pretty nasty stuff. But it also provides a lot of platforms for Ranno to just do random things off of while trying to stop these recoveries. And it seems like that's what T. Richard's spending all of his time this game doing.
That is crazy. You can regrab the ledge using that tongue to kind of stall you and get the instant regrab. I'm learning tech on the fly here, courtesy of Barking Frog. Like I'm taking notes at the same time I'm casting.
Yeah, write this down. Ooh, the forward air spike, but at 67, not quite going to kill. Sends
Using
back
your
to his own bubble.
bubble defensive. Again, we're just learning, like, okay, you have a lot of tricks of the trade in terms of recovery, in terms of finding that certain avenue to get back, insert yourself back onto the stage.
Yep.
So Barking Frog at that percentage has the debuff on, means you're going to get tethered, you're going to get locked down if you get hit by a strong attack, courtesy of T. Richard. And that's what we're attempting to see, but not quite enough. Instead, just sent down to the Shadow Realm, courtesy of that forward air. That is the tried and true Maypul right there.
With the perfect timing, too. The bubble just expired. It was in the path and everything. That's tragic. Barking Frog, though, not shaken in the least.
Yeah, undeterred going into this next stock. Happy to continue the scrapping game. T. Richard, though, is keeping it real, that's for sure. I mean, look at all this.
Yes. Oh, the tether.
Look at that cancel.
Reset. Another seed, but gets knocked out of the combo.
Getting grabbed as well. Center stage, the tech chases from Barking Frog are very much on point.
Yeah. And you can see, like, once T. Richard gets going, you can see the advantages the stage brings for him. But it's just a matter of getting to use them.
And you got to get used to the fanciness that is Barking Frog's movement. There's aggressive options here.
For sure, yeah. Just the
Gliding.
the wave lands across the platform, just to mix up the timing, mix up the positioning. And then stalling in the air with the needles, too. Jeez.
There's a lot of tricks of the trade here. Off the top, we're going to get hit. You are getting hit. Looks like the up air was the one thing that did the trick there. And T. Richard has the lead at the moment if Barking Frog does not quickly answer this back.
Yeah, and this, you know, I mean, having a lead in this kind of situation, I mean, this is what you're looking for, right? Like, now you can kind of sit back and kind of lame things out a little bit, rack up 2%. You can see Richard's like kind of sitting back, setting up seeds, get these quick tether combos where he can get them, and that's starting to rack up a pretty hefty lead even if Barking Frog gets the stock, which he does.
Indeed. A quick call out there with the up strong. Boom goes it. You got your stock down, but you're getting molly-whopped a little bit in terms of percentage right now, and it's looking rough for Barking Frog in this game too.
Yeah, one slip here, and T. Richard could actually even this game count up right here. I mean, off stage down 92%, a forward air spike could end it if Richard can find it. There's the tether. Oh, no grab off of it though.
Reset though into the dunk ski. You are going to be living if you're Barking Frog, but I feel like the amount of time you can safely live is getting lesser and lesser with each passing moment. Look at this percentage. You are marked. T. Richard can find something quick. Look at that dunk. You're still alive for now, but even then, looks like that. Oh my! I thought it was going to be the Edgehog, but not quite enough.
Man, no way. Barking Frog just playing with milliseconds here. It's still alive, but it is looking grimmer and grimmer. T. Richard still seems pretty in control of this here.
Absolutely. 153% though. You've got to be careful, especially, yeah, you're getting tether canceled, you're going to get up aired, you're going to lose your stock. T. Richard evening up in the game count 1-1 right now.
All right. Yeah, we love a contested set, man. We love
we got ourselves a
game
set.
5. We can get them to game 5, yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I will take good sets any day of the week, seeing these competitors go back and forth trading, seeing the adaptations, seeing the layered gameplay. It's always a treat, always a pleasure. And the contemplative face of Barking Frog, seeing where do I go next after that match.
Could be. Or he could be deciding, like, what other abomination can I glue to this controller? What can I do?
Honestly, yeah, what other silly little thing I can make the magic happen on. But we're going to Rockwall, a taller stage. Maybe Barking Frog wants to slow it down a little bit, stop the heat of Richard, the momentum, maybe?
No, I like this, because you can kind of just, you don't like a situation, you can just go to the platforms and just make Maypul come up there. And it's kind of awkward for Maypul to get up on those platforms. So, like, this is kind of nasty.
A little pointed, perhaps, in the counter pick for Barking Frog, but it makes sense. You know, you're playing to win, you're playing to get everything here.
Yeah, I know what your character's not good at. I'm gonna take advantage of it. Oh, the jab to the grab. Just the one needle and then backing off is kind of insane. It's actually gonna cost him here, though.
Not quite finding the follow-up. He's Barking Frog. 2 for 2 there. So not quite getting the follow-up as well. But keeping the percentage count competitive. At the beginning it was a little bit lesser, but of course now these two are in Scrap City.
Yeah, it's been very tit for tat here, but that grab might just break up the momentum. Still able to slip out. T. Richard takes a couple hits, but still able to play the game. Oh, no.
Forward strong call out, catching T. Richard, slipping there. That's going to be first stock.
And then right back?
And you get called out. Barking Frog laughing and smiling over the player cam. Yeah, you got caught, buddy. Happens to the best of us.
Soul for soul, as they say.
An even trade between these two.
Yeah. Barking Frog trying to rack that poison up. It's so annoying because now every time you're missing moves, you're taking damage. But even then, you gotta actually miss moves to be able to hit buttons in the first place. And Barking Frog is just being so aggressive.
That's the power of Ranno. Sometimes you get good buttons and your advantage state's very good. Of course, Maypul can do the same, but T. Richard is struggling to find that certain in right now. For the most part, he's just stuck playing on the defensive here.
Yeah. trying to find some way back into it. And find it, he did almost with the forward air spike, but not quite. Still was able to grab the ledge, though. Getting the plant set up.
Look at the finesse, look at the down strong, and that is the stock. At that percentage, it's such a bread and butter for Ranno to just find a weird in, and now you're stuck in the bubble for a long period of time. And yeah, you're just going to float away because you want to take as little damage as possible while you're stuck.
Yeah, one thing you have to be careful of with that bubble out is, oh, wait, hold on, that's a huge forward air spike, but I don't know if you, oh, it has a tether, though, still able to get back. Barking Frog gonna control this ledge across the stage, the other side, but T. Richard breaking out, looking for these up airs, trying to find this stock to answer back. The bubble is going to protect Barking Frog, but Richard's still going. Ivy?
Oh, I like that. Can you get the full follow-up? Of course, you didn't have the seed mark there, so you couldn't quite get the full chase down, but this is still very impressive off, and getting sniped is Barking Frog here. Great way to even it up if you're T. Richard.
Yep. Tether into the nair that time as well, which to my understanding, if it's still the case, is that's like kind of a 50-50. You tether, and it's like a 50 if it's a, which way you DI for the up air or the nair, right?
Now you're getting sniped out, forward air. If you're Barking Frog, can you secure your plate, or is T. Richard, you need something tricky here to really take your stock. That nair is so strong.
Oh, jumping out of the tether back to stage. Love that.
Trying to get a grab, but not quite finding it. Is Barking Frog going to find the forward air of his dreams? It's looking like it. I mean, he's pressing that button.
I mean, you know, you put out enough forward airs, and one of them will be the one, right?
And I love that forward grab, Ranno. He just throws you over his shoulder, like.
It's got a real energy to it. I love parrying the plant there, using the iframes to get aggressive. Barking Frog really demonstrating a mastery of the systems of the game here.
And again, it's a very funny move. As Barking Frog gets that fist bump, it's a 2-1 in Barking Frog's favor.
What is the name of the plant? I called it Ivy, and that's not it.
It's Lily.
Lily. I've heard the name for it 1,000 times, and when I actually need the information, like,
It just disappears sometimes.
somewhere else.
I believe the plant's name Lily. There's the other one as well. I think it has a different name as well, but I also forget that one because that one's even less appearing. I'm like, I don't remember your name. I remember Lily. She's the tried and true. She's been around since day one.
Yeah,
you know it.
yeah.
You know the vibe.
Yeah. I'm used to only having to think about one plant, and even then, like, not a whole lot. Now I got to remember, like, 4 of them, so.
Happens. Me after my
Yeah.
girlfriend moved in with like 20 plants. Happens to the best of us.